guys, what's up? It's Claire and welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell, today I'm going to be doing my vinyl record collection video. I did one of these a really long time ago on my channel when I had like 20 records or something, and now I realize my collection has grown a lot, so I'm gonna do this video again. I think what I'm gonna do is this initial video, and then every like so many records I'll probably do like a record collection update situation. I don't even know how many records I have at this point. I'll probably count and put it in the title or something, but I have all of my records organized right here, so I figured why not show you guys, and let's get started with my collection. I do want to tell you guys, I don't listen to a lot of old music. A lot of the music I listen to is pretty recent. So if you're here looking for like old music recommendations, this isn't really the place. Just saying. Anyways, let's get into my record collection. So the first band that we're gonna start with is my most favorite ever, of course, 5 Seconds of Summer. I have a handful of records by them, but I am missing the self-titled, so if you are trying to sell your self-titled record for a reasonable price, let me know. I can't pay $500 though, so sorry about that. It's the first one I have, of course, is gonna be Sounds Good, Feels Good. This is gonna be the Urban Outfitters edition. So the record itself is a pink color, but this is the really pretty pink color that it is. I think this was my first pink record. I think I started collecting records around the release of this album. Next, we're gonna have Youngblood by 5 Seconds of Summer. This is just a basic black record. Then of course, we're gonna have 5 Sauce 5. This Did I for real just call him 5 Sauce 5? Be so for real right now. This is the Target Special Edition, so it not only has a different cover than the traditional album, but it also came with a blue pressing. It's kind of like a translucent blue. It looks darker on camera, but it's pretty light in person. And then last but not least, for 5 Sauce, I have 2 of their most recent album, 5 Sauce 5. I don't know why. Actually, no, I do know why. I'm not a variant collector. I always pick my favorite variant and I just buy that one for every album. But I have a tradition where with 5 Sauce, ever since their first album was released, I've always gone to the store the day of and bought the CD. However, the day of, all of the stores where I live were sold out of the CD by the time I went to buy it. So I just bought a record so that I could say that I bought it the day of. So I have 2 different variants of this one. The first one is gonna be this really gorgeous light blue translucent color. Then I have, I think this one's the pink one. I got this one off of their website. So the blue one's gonna be the Walmart version, and then this one is like a really pretty marble pink with like hot pink in it. Next record is gonna be Luke Hemmings, When Facing the Things We Turn Away From. This record is by the lead singer of 5 Seconds of Summer. It's a totally different style of music, and I absolutely adore this album. One of my top 10. I have Room 93 by Halsey. This was Halsey's first EP before she released her album, so I bought this one years and years ago. I don't even know if they sell it anymore, but this is the variant. It's gonna be another one of those dark translucent blues. Of course, then I have Badlands by Halsey. This was her debut album. I did actually end up going to this tour as well, which was one of my favorite concerts for the longest time. But this one is just a really gorgeous light pink vinyl. Also, I promise I am pinching the edge, not the grooves. Next up is gonna be Hopeless Fountain Kingdom. This is Halsey's sophomore album. This one is gonna be the splatter, or like, I don't really know how to describe this type of variant, but it's blue and it's really, really pretty. So if you guys know the terminology to describe this, please let me know. Next we have Manic by Halsey. This one was also a pre-order, so I do have one of the special pressings of this vinyl. I got it directly off of her website, so it is going to be a splatter edition. However, mine kind of was a little bit disappointing. It's supposed to be pink and blue all over, but as you guys can see, mine's kind of scarce. Is that the right word? I don't know. There's just not a lot of splatter on it. And you know what? It's okay. It's fine. And then of course I have Halsey's most recent album, If I Can't Have Love, I Want Power. This is the Urban Outfitters edition, so it does have a different cover than her actual album. And then this one is gonna be the first of many red pressings, but this one is actually so pretty. It's like a translucent red instead of just the solid red that you're probably gonna see a lot later in this video. Next up, I have Paramore. So of course I have Paramore After Laughter. This is one of their more recent albums, but I absolutely love it. The variant that I have is gonna be gray and black and white splatter situation record. I got this one from Barnes & Noble. And then I have their most recent album, This Is Why, and this one is actually one that I've never spun. Every time I listen to it, I just stream it on my phone, so sorry about that, but it is such a great album actually. And it's this really gorgeous dark green color. It's actually lighter in person. The camera makes everything a little bit darker than it is. Paramore is one of those bands that I would absolutely love to have every single album in their discography on vinyl, so eventually one day I hope to have that, but right now it's just not the case. Next up I have Shawn Mendes. So the first one that I have by him is going to be a 7-inch. It's going to be the If I Can't Have You 7-inch vinyl. This one came with a bunch of different variants, but I went ahead and got the pink just because I felt like it matched the aesthetic the best for the song. Of course, if I'm going to have Shawn Mendes, I'm going to have his debut album, Handwritten. This one was one of the first records that I received as a gift, and it is this really pretty blue color. I feel like every record is either going to be blue, pink, or red, I swear to God. Next up, I have Illuminate by Shawn Mendes, his sophomore album. Shawn Mendes' self-titled record. Of course, I'm going to have Wonder. This is his most recent album. However, this one is the Target edition, so it is this really pretty like gold color. It almost looks like it has a painted look to it. Next up is the one and only Harry Styles. So I do have his entire discography. I have HS1 on a black record. Of course, I'm gonna have his sophomore album, Fine Line. This one is also the Target edition. I do get a lot of my records at Target just because it's accessible, and if I don't pre-order it, then I like to get it the day that it comes out. This one is one of my favorite records. It is a black and white splatter. It is so gorgeous. I honestly have thought about getting a vinyl frame just so that I can display this somewhere because it is so pretty. And then last but not least, we have Harry's House. This is literally a masterpiece of an album. No skip album. Absolutely love it. I pre-ordered this one off of his storefront, so it is the really light translucent blue color. After Harry Styles, we are going to have One Direction. So I do have my 7-inch One Direction Midnight Memories vinyl. This is the only album that hasn't been pressed on a record yet, which is really unfortunate. They just have this 7-inch and that's it. I have One Direction, I just hit myself in the face. I have One Direction Up All Night. This is from Urban Outfitters. This record is going to be a really translucent green. Also, I just realized my background's kind of a mess. You can like see all the shit like on my desk, but it's fine. Next up, I have Take Me Home. I actually did an unboxing of this one on my TikTok, but this one is really cool. It is like a splatter white pattern. Next up, I have One Direction's 4. However, this one is not hard to find at all. I see it at Barnes & Noble all the time. So this one is just a really pretty red color. And then lastly, I have One Direction's Made in the AM. This is their most recent and final album before they went on their hiatus. This record is just a dark blue translucent. I've been a fan of One Direction forever. I actually have videos of me reacting to the songs and I think even the album on this channel from like years ago when this album came out. It's really embarrassing. Don't go find those, please, and thank you. Next up, we have Miss Olivia Rodrigo. So of course I have Sour. This is gonna be the Target edition, so it does have a different cover. This, however, is my favorite cover, and it's a pretty translucent blue color. And then of course I have Guts on vinyl. Now my variant is actually just the plain black because it came with a signature little poster, which is up on my wall right now. I'll insert a clip. So unfortunately it is just the black one, but I love this album. It has been on my record player spinning for like 2 weeks now. Next up, I have Miss Ariana Grande. Of course, I'm gonna have Yours Truly. This is gonna be her debut album. I have, of course, Thank You Next, one of my favorite Ariana Grande albums. This one is going to be the Target edition, so it is pressed on just a clear record. And then lastly, for Miss Ariana, I have Positions. This one my best friend Trinity got me. So this record is actually from her storefront directly, and it is that really pretty green color. Now this isn't the Coke bottle green, but it's that other green color. I'm literally obsessed. All right, next up I have my biggest chunk of my collection, which is gonna be Taylor Swift. So first up, I'm gonna have Taylor Swift by Taylor Swift, of course. This is just her debut album, and that is the stolen version. Unfortunately, she has not released Taylor's version yet. Next, I'm gonna have Fearless, Taylor's version. This is the Target edition, so it does come in red. This is what it looks like. It's actually a really pretty red color, but it just doesn't fit the aesthetic of the album. Next up, I have Speak Now, Taylor's version. This is also the Target edition, so it did come with a gorgeous blue, blue. This is purple. And then of course I'm gonna have Red, Taylor's version, which is arguably the best re-recording so far. This one is just a red record as well, but of course the album's called Red, so it makes the most sense. Next I have 1989. Unfortunately this is the stolen version. However, I do have Taylor's version on pre-order, so it should be coming soon when the album is released. I have Lover. This is gonna be the Target edition, so there are 2 records. You guys have seen the blue and the pink many times. It's a pastel pink and a pastel blue. Next, I have Folklore, one of my favorite Taylor albums, and this one just comes in the red because it's the Target edition. We have Evermore. This is also the Target edition, so it comes in the same exact red as Folklore. And last but not least, we have Midnights, and I actually pre-ordered this one on her website, so it is a translucent blue color. Next up, I have All Time Low. This is gonna be Nothing's Personal. So it is a really cool variant. It's actually a yellow with a black and red splatter. I have nothing like this in my collection, so this is just really cool. And then I have Future Hearts by All Time Low as well. This is just a light blue pressing, which I could show you again, but there's a million in this video. I have Panic at the Disco's Death of a Bachelor album. This one is just a black pressing, as well as Panic at the Disco's Pray for the Wicked. These are my 2 favorite Panic albums, arguably. Next up, I have Billie Eilish's Don't Smile at Me LP. This was released before her first album, and I have the split down the middle red and yellow record. Of course, I have her debut, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? This record is really cool because it actually is a glow in the dark. And then lastly, for Billie Eilish, I have Happier Than Ever. This is the Target edition, so once again, it is a really pretty light blue color. 21 Pilots. This is a band that I have almost their whole discography. However, I am missing their 3rd album, Trench. And I'm actually missing their first album as well. But anyways, so of course I have Vessel. Now this record, I think I actually got it from Urban Outfitters, so it is this really pretty clear color. Clear isn't even a color. Next up, I have Blurry Face. This album was one of my first records in my collection, so absolutely adore this. And then I have Skilled and Icy, which was one of my most spun records. I literally spun it for like 2 months straight every single day, and it is this really gorgeous, just like marble white. We have Niall Horan's Flicker album. This was his first album. I have had this one for years. A lot of people will ask me where I got it. I don't even know. I think I got it as a gift when I was like 16. I have Heartbreak Weather. This one is also another one that was really hard to find for a while, but I think Amazon is pressing it again. Then I have his most recent album, The Show, and this one was from Target as well, and I believe it is another translucent blue. Yeah, they do a lot of these. All right, now we are on our last chunk of records. This is just going to be all the records that I only unfortunately have one album from the artist or was only really interested in buying the one album from the artist. Alright, so the first record, of course, is going to be Miss Sabrina Carpenter, Emails I Can't Send. She is one of my favorite artists of all time. This is one of my top 10 albums. I absolutely adore her. This record actually came with a signed poster as well, which is also framed on my wall above Olivia's. And this album is another one of those really gorgeous white, or actually this one's more of a cream color. I really would love to have all of her albums on vinyl one day, but they're really difficult to find because Urban Outfitters pressed like a certain amount of them at a time that I didn't have any money, and now they're being resold for hundreds of dollars. So, Miss Sabrina, I love you, but I cannot do that. We're gonna have Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia. This one is another one of those translucent blues. It was from Urban Outfitters. I have Adele's 30. Adele is one of the most incredible artist of all time. Honestly, her voice is just amazing. I would love to have her entire discography on vinyl as well. Another band I wish I had their entire discography is going to be Coldplay. This is A Rush of Blood to the Head. They are one of my favorite bands. I've been listening to them since I was literally born. I was born in 2002, the year this album was made. Absolutely love Coldplay. Next up, I have Ed Sheeran. Now okay, I used to have Edition, but I had to sell it. When I moved, I sold a handful of records that I just didn't really spin. I really do regret selling that one. I do need to invest in his entire discography as well. This is just one of those standard red vinyls from Target. Next up, I have Lemon Boy. This record was actually sent to me by a company called VNYL. They do these really cool vinyl subscription boxes. And this is what the record looks like. One side's gonna be a little bit more green and the other a little bit more yellow. It's like a marbly kind of design. Then I have Wallows. This is the only album that I have by them, unfortunately. I do really love their music though. I totally forgot this was in my collection, but I do also have a really cute custom vinyl that my husband now made for me. I think I got this on our like 2-year anniversary, or no, it was like my birthday when I was like 17 or 18. So the pictures are really outdated, but it's so cute. These are the songs that are on it, by the way, in case you're curious. I have American Teen by Khalid. This is one of those records that I don't really spin anymore or listen to. However, it is a part of my collection. Then last but certainly not least, we have the 1975. I Like It When You Sleep, For You Are So Beautiful Yet So Unaware of It. Love them so much. I'm actually going to see them in concert in 5 days. I am determined to get all of their records on vinyl as well. I just haven't had the money yet because they're like $50 a piece. But this record in particular is that really pretty clear color again. That is my entire record collection. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm out of breath, so I don't really have much else to say. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and comment below any music suggestions that you might recommend. But yeah, if you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up and hit subscribe below, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Okay, bye!